It was another great morning to be out exploring the world, and I was especially excited for today because we were going to Cuba. Cuba, New Mexico, that is, and specifically to a restaurant that my friend Matt had introduced me to 13 years ago, the Cuban Café. The best huevos rancheros served with excellent hatch green chilies. Good morning. We are ready to go. And I think everybody just had a very, very light breakfast and a cup of coffee because we're going to go to the Cuban Café.
In Cuba.
In Cuba, New Mexico. It is really excellent. Introduced to me by Matt, who you may remember from quite a few of my videos. We've done a lot of trips together. And yeah, I like to stop there when I'm passing through town. And I think it's a good idea for people as they're passing through town to experience the local foods. And to patronize some of the local places.
Yes.
So we're going to do that today. My tablet is starting to swell as if the battery is going bad. That's what happened with my phone. That can be a dangerous condition. You know, the question comes up, a lot of people say, well, I don't like to use those electronic devices because what happens if it breaks? You know, well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if it breaks. First off, you have a map. We made sure that both of you had the maps. Both of you have the route. That's the first thing. And when I say the maps, I'm talking about on your own devices. And I have a phone that I'm going to turn on, and I have everything that I will need on the phone, which isn't the best, but that's what we have. And you'll be the primary on keeping the route because you have a decent copy of the map. It's better than the map that you have.
Mine's terrible.
And you have a decent copy of the map, you have a copy of the route, and then I'll just use my phone as a backup and kind of keep an eye on it because I don't have a way to mount my phone. And so that's something I probably should fix. Meanwhile, what do we do with this tablet, which, you know, we've heard rumors about things catching on fire and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the tablet. All right, there's the damage to the tablet right there. And what I'm going to do is I have a plastic bag here. This is obviously not going to be enough, but I'm going to put it in this plastic bag, Ziploc bag. Yeah, it is an actual bona fide Ziploc bag. I'm going to put it in this. I'm going to zipper it shut. I don't carry a trasharoo in the Gladiator. I don't have a way to carry a trasharoo. I carry a black, and you can point it down at that. I carry a black plastic trash, heavy-duty trash bag, and I can put that, if I need to, in a trash can, which I have right over here. And that's where the tablet's going to go, with a lid on it. So if we do have a problem with it, hopefully it is a problem that doesn't spread very far.
Day 3, heading to Cuba, New Mexico. Have a late breakfast at the Cuban restaurant in town, then on towards Grants after that.
We were a short distance from pavement. As we drove along, we overlooked the turnoff for the NMBDR. Elevation we were at?
We were camping at 8,500 feet. I looked at it before we left.
It was a windy road, making turning around risky and relatively few miles of dirt that we'd missed. Ultimately, our appetites took over and we continued on down to Cuba for coffee and breakfast. Breakfast was great, as expected. After that, we refueled and said our goodbyes to Big Mike. He would head for home, while Mike 1 and I would continue on the NMBDR. Mike, you're leaving us.
Yes.
Enjoyed having you with us.
Pleasure driving with you, riding with you, whatever.
It's a
pleasure
Mike,
meeting you, Mike.
Mike, good to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for everything, Terrell.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
Thanks especially for breakfast.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
special
welcome.
breakfast.
Anytime.
WRFB 498. See you guys later.
Mark, WRN 924 on 16 also. That is Wayne and his family in the Sprinter van there. They're headed to Albuquerque, and they are from Iowa. He has a son that lives in Albuquerque.
I just left Cuba and had a great breakfast at Cuban Café, and now we're a short jaunt on the pavement. We are back on dirt, making our way towards Grants.
We are supposed to go this way, right?
My map is showing it's showing main route and avoiding all these offshoots for now at least.
In short order, Mike spotted a snake along the road. He stopped to take a closer look. Well, don't move forward now.
I saw you went underneath me. That was my bad.
He likes your tire. Hey, Mike. Can you move very slowly forward? Very, very slowly. Okay, turn. Turn. Okay, yeah, you're clear. Goodbye, Mr. Snake. Glad to have met your acquaintance.
Leaving public lands.
I'm looking at all this cholla we're passing through. My goodness.
Yeah, those are amazing as well.
As we drove along, we noticed haze was obscuring what was obviously dramatic scenery. We'd later learned that it was smoke from forest fires, but nothing that would interfere with our travels.
Just passed a 2-gallon jug of water left for the travelers, I assume. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Sorry for the dust.
We've had about 20 vehicles pass us so far, and I'm not sure how many more there are. Hello, hello. Thank you. Well, they weren't kidding when they said there were a lot, were they? Well, I really wish it was clear.
Likewise, stunning. Gave me 2 more.
I got to walk back and get a picture off the bridge.
A little bit of a climb here.
Well, look off to the right.
As we approached Grants, we climbed into the Cibola National Forest. It was rainy, but that stopped before we arrived in town. There we refueled, then headed out along the NMBDR, re-entering the National Forest, where we then found a suitable location to camp for the night.
I've got a fork in the road now.
Let me catch up to you and look at the map here. You want to go to the right.
Okay, taking a right.
Mike, what you got there?
Oh, so it's a old used railroad spike. So, you know, I mentioned earlier I thought this raised bed might be a dummy line for logging, and I think it might actually be true because I found a nice little spike, some discarded old timbers, and grease cans periodically. So, kind of neat to find.
That's cool. It was a good day.
Yeah, it's a great day.
A little more challenging here at the end.
Yes,
That was a little rougher than I expected it to be for a national forest.
likewise.
Yeah.
This was actually probably the slowest portion of the day was just the last few miles.
Yeah, we didn't get very far very quickly at all.
No. So tomorrow could be interesting. First thing, getting started. That'd be okay.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Sad to see Mike go, but I
Yeah,
understand
that's-
why.
That was yeah, I completely understand. Also, it was good to have some time on the trail with him and get to talk to him and hang out. It was great.
Yeah.
I hope he has safe travels back home. Sounds like he's doing well on his way. So it's good.
Yeah,
We covered a lot of habitats today.
we did.
Low desert, ponderosa pines, and everything in between. It felt like.
Just so much different geology we were driving through, some amazing geology. Yesterday too, but especially today.
The trail ride was impressive
The trail ride.
that we drove through. The Native American group that was on horseback.
Oh, yeah.
That was
That was
lot
a
of people.
lot of people.
And that was obviously a very special event going on somewhere to have that many people trailing behind as well as support vehicles. It was neat. It slowed us down a bit, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But didn't expect to come around a bend and see that many horses coming towards us on the trail.
It reminds me of a couple of times I've been stuck in cattle drives.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was really neat. I did not start the GoPro when we reached all them vehicles. I did not start the GoPro. And then about halfway through, I didn't know it was halfway through, I said, maybe I ought to get at least the last few. I'm thinking the last few, right? it was still another 15 minutes.
That was a lot. I couldn't see the end for the longest time. But I talked to some very funny people on the way as they passed by, so it was also entertaining.
Yeah, yeah. And you didn't have a green card to show him, huh?
I did not. I did not have my card. He let me pass, though.
Yeah. He saw I was puzzled. And then it wasn't until later on we were talking about it, I realized what he was talking about. I hate to catch the Gladiator on fire because we had a lithium-ion battery. I decided that I wanted to light up life.
Yeah, I think that'll be safe. I didn't realize you had that metal can.
Yep. So that's why I made a comment about the toilet paper. I told these guys, if this thing burns up my toilet paper, I'm going to be begging toilet paper from them.
Yeah.
Mike, I think you should have still called Patty and had her join you somewhere along the route. I mean, it wouldn't have cost you anything to ask her if she said no.
You can get him in trouble now.
I won't put that in the video.
I know.
I might just send it to him. Say, you're lucky I didn't publish this.
That's great.